can't tell nobody what you've been going through.
I wanted to also a big topic amongst athletes now is mental health. A lot of people are saying mental health for various situations, and then when you go to church, it's spiritual oppression. So it's like a very thin line between the two. And I just wanted to ask someone who's a pastor who's dealing with who would have experience dealing with people on both sides. When is it mental health? When is it spiritual oppression?
When is it mental health? When is it spiritual oppression?
Hmm.
Well, though there is a thin line in the sense of the manifestations of it, but you discover that mental health has to do with emotional instability as such, or incapacity to handle certain given crises or situations, and therefore you end up into stress, into depression, and you get it. It is coming out of certain circumstances that may be painful to you, and therefore you can't be able, your inner resources of endurance, of thinking right, of taking a decision, the indecisiveness involved there makes you incapable. But now, when it comes to spiritual oppression, these are simply attacks, which I could say demonic attack. And when it is demonic attack, it has nothing to do with your incapacity to think right or to make decision. Uh, it has much to do with uh, a force, a spiritual force, which is negative force, influencing you demonically to act strange, to be totally incapacitated in, in handling yourself and even handling others. So a strange force manipulating your mind. Subconsciously, you do things that you are no longer in control. You do things that are beyond the normal things. So you are just a strange person. So these are demonic attacks. So those ones bring spiritual oppression.
Well, if you could give an example of something that would pinpoint, okay, this person is dealing with spiritual oppression as opposed to mental health. Is that just acting out? You get angry? Is that what are some of the intricacies of that? Because um, this is something that a lot of folks are dealing with, and they might be dealing with. They think it's mental health for 3 years, but if they would have just talked to a pastor, they could have got that handled, within a few days of the pastor being available. Or a person is thinking that they're being spiritually oppressed and they're going extra with it, but they really just needed some counseling. What are some examples, if you could, of things that would identify?
You see, like in mental health, you somebody who has a mental health issue, and you can just we always have on our counseling desk. You listen to somebody, and just realize that the person after listening, he just wanted to be listened to, and then after that, you discover the person is okay. It was just looking. The pressure to him or to her, the pressure was so much, just needed somebody to listen. So after that, you find just talking to him or to her gains him emotional intelligence to handle the situation. And there it is as far as mental health is concerned. Now, this other part of the spiritual operation, this is, if it comes to addiction, it's like uncontrollable force. If it is addiction, it comes to sex addiction, it's like it is just uncontrollable. It is excessively excess. to the extent that you can't control it under all circumstances. There is a grip that even when you try to, it's just beyond your ability. There is a grip on you when it comes to addiction to do with substances. You get to realize that you are driven. You see, the normal aspect is you are persuaded, but in this aspect, you are driven. You become so impatient. There is a force. Now, that one is an oppressive force. It is beyond the aspect of mental issue. That one is demonic oppression. You can't think right. Even when you want to do it, you won't do it because the force is driving you to do what is injurious to yourself or to people, or what is going to break you or break other people. And by the time you do it, you don't know. When you come consciously, it's like you're asking yourself, where were you? What were you doing? You have destroyed humanity. So that one, we categorize it as spiritual oppression. Sometimes it is so intense to the extent that you even are insane, you go insane. You go insane. And you go insane not because of anything. There is spiritual oppression involved in it.